this was a typical situation. We also ask, in the end of any lecture, we ask, are there any questions? And then there's silence. Yeah? And now I thought to change the strategy, and I want to ask, we need now 5 questions. Yeah?
Yeah.
And we will try out this now. Yeah? So it's a very rare chance to ask a real technical recruiter. Yeah? So there's one question, please.
If you change your careers,
could you stand up, please? And you can also introduce yourself very shortly, perhaps.
I'm Julia, and I'm here to live up a little bit of QA questions. If you change your careers, or you had previous career that you haven't started, probably, and somebody started another faculty, how much should be the percentage of previous CV that is not about the job you're applying to? But of course you have some other skills, projects, and so on.
Well, I think it depends mostly on the projects that you've done related to what you're looking for. Of course, if we're looking for a person that has a lot of experience, maybe it's not the right fit for you. But if you're not looking for a senior, like an experienced position, I think that if you submit your application and you show that you have done a lot of projects that has to do with the position you're applying for, it's okay. There is no percentage. It depends on the quality of the project. Because maybe, you can contribute to the project, but marginally, or maybe you have done the project entirely by yourself, and that makes a difference.
Yeah, sure, but should we write about the previous career, or just mention that we had?
I suggest you to, I know maybe it's not the best, but tailor the CV a little bit. Of course, don't change your story, but tailor it for the job you're applying for. Of course, if we are looking for people that have code in the specific languages, put up like that languages on the CV. Of course, it works. I'm gonna read that first.
So there are some questions left.
I would like to ask: is it okay to, when you call the company before going to the first interview, is it okay to ask what to wear?
You know what? I think that that in each company, especially startups in Berlin, I never go like this to work, just so you know. But there is like a dress code, and you can see that on pictures, Instagrams, I don't know, LinkedIn pages of the company, etc. So when you have to go to the interview, don't ask how should I dress. Have a look at the page. You're gonna see people working there, and dress up like a little bit more than the dress code that they have, like one step more. So if it's like casual, do business casual. That's what I do. Of course, if they're in suit and tie, wear something elegant like you're going to a wedding. Yeah, like this.
So 2 questions left now.
No, it's okay.
We just,
but I really like it.
It's just you just have to wait. It comes out.
Okay.
How was your first job interview?
No answer to this. It was a question. We counted, but no answer.
No, very, very bad. You know why? Because once you finish your university, especially economics, you don't know what you want to do. Because you're like, I'll go for marketing. Oh no, you know what? I'm going for HR. I didn't like it. But wait a second. I studied a lot of numbers. I want to go for finance. So you go there. I went there. And they were asking me, yes, but what do you want to do in the company? What do you think that a person in marketing does? And I'm like, I don't know, advertising, something like that. And everybody was like, no, it's more analytical. And I was like, but I hate numbers, so why should I do something like that? So it was not the best. So yeah, be prepared when you go to an interview because it was not successful. That's why I was hired when I understood what I really liked.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
1 question left. Yeah, there's one. Cool.
Well, I don't want to take anybody's place, like if you have really questions.
Okay, perhaps I give the others a chance then.
Just to fill in, I'm working at Germany's digital association, DITCOM, and we are always dealing with the question, how do we get more women in tech? So first of all, it's great that you do this here. And I'm interested, like, what is the share of women applying for tech jobs? What would you say? And do you have any measures, like, to lift it up?
I don't have measures, to be honest with you. I can tell you that in my company, we, like, the 43% of the employees is female. So, yeah, and the 70% of the entire company, it's made of 62 people. So it's made by women. It's tech. So, yeah, I think it's a good ratio. Like, it's not like 80% male and 20 female. It's a good balance, I have to say. But I don't have numbers, statistics, I'm sorry.
Okay. So we still have the chance because this was just filling a gap. So, any other questions? Okay. Okay, Randy.
Okay, I have a question, and about why you should get the job question, for example. Like, so assuming you're going to the job and you don't know anything about the other applicants, like when I'm in front of the interview and you ask me like, why am I better than the other people? Like, I don't know what to say. Like, is there any?
That's why you have to know which are your unique selling point. You have to, let's say, sell yourself. Like, I don't know, you're super strong at coding with Python. Show them the project. Show them, like, look at what I've done. And if it's amazing or if it's something that nobody has done before, like, wow, they're gonna consider it. Or, if you know that you are good at, I don't know, doing something else, or you're a characteristic like but more personal. Show because you have to know what makes you special. What it's the thing that makes you stronger than the others. And it's not like compare yourself to, I'm above the average, but it's a work that you have to do on yourself. So I suggest you to do it because you would know, like, I'm good, I'm extrovert, so I like to talk in front of a lot of people. That's why I'm here, right? So you should know about yourself, like this real strength about yourself.
Thanks. So I have a last question then. Mm-hmm. It's because nobody is asking about money, and is it allowed to ask? Also in the first interview, also how should I ask for money? Also in the end and very shy, or is it a loud question? And should I know what? Yeah.
I find it, you know what? I don't find it like incorrect. Of course, if it's the first question, it's like a little bit weird.
Sure.
But at the end, but it can be done, especially if you know that you are well paid in the company. So if you don't want to waste your time on the phone, it's like, you know what? I have a high compensation. If I don't want to waste your time. I can tell you what I'm earning now. So just tell me at the very beginning. Otherwise, what we do is always like I always ask for it at the very end because I don't want to waste people's time. Like, we don't have budget for you. I'm sorry. Okay, but you can ask it, of course. You're a professional. Like, of course, you're there because you're selling your expertise in change of your service, basically, right? So you have to ask for it, even because salary is an important brick in the wall of the job. If you imagine like this, so ask for it.
How should I ask for it?
I usually ask it to my candidates, but when they ask to me, they are like, do you have a salary range for this position? Do you know already which is the budget that you have in the company? But I prefer to ask them because maybe it's higher than what they're gonna say, so it's better to save a little bit of money. Yeah.
But if there's a range, then how could women, perhaps especially women, ask for the upper side? Also, what would you recommend them to?
No, try to be honest about that, of course, because try to be honest about that. Of course, you can ask for the upper range, but in the company we
what
know.
Would you recommend?
Yeah, ask for the maximum, of course you can. Of course, you're in a negotiation. What should you ask? But at the very end, it's going to be a negotiation. So go for the maximum. Of course, don't say like, yeah, 200, but something that rational. But yeah, go for the maximum that you can achieve. And then, of course, you negotiate.
What is the normal range for juniors?
I would say for juniors, with a master degree, it changes a little bit. It's around 50K per year. 45, 55. Yeah, if you have finished your master and you've already done some projects, interesting projects, etc., between 45 and 55, I think it's fine. Okay.
Thanks a lot. There's another question.
I love this stage, guys. Yes, of course. Of course, there is, especially because you are starting your career, even if you are a working student, but of course you're doing something, you're learning on the job. Of course, it's not that relevant as a full-time experience, but it's something. And then it shows that you were studying and working, which is not made for everybody, so it's something more.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I think now we are done.